So today we're going to talk about exponents and division. Yesterday we looked at exponents with multiplication, and when you multiplied the same base, you added the exponents. Well, today, if you divide the same base, then you subtract the exponents. Okay, so what I'm talking about is if you had something like 7 to the 5th over 7 to the 2nd. That base of 7 is the same, so you leave it 7, and then 5 minus 2 is 3. I want you to think of this another way, just so that when we get to some of the other kind of problems where maybe there's more on the bottom, I want you to think of this. There is 2 7s on the bottom and 5 7s on the top. How many do they have in common? How many can I cancel out? 2. So those would be all gone, and if I take 2 away from the 5, that gets me 3. Now here's why I went back and did it that other way, is if there was this problem. Let's say we had 7 to the 2nd on top and 7 to the 5th on the bottom. If we subtracted the exponents, it'd be 7 to the 2 minus 5. And what's 2 minus 5, Molly? Negative 3. And we're not allowed to have negative exponents in an answer. So in this particular case, I want you to think about this. The most that you can cancel out is 2 of them. The top has 2 7s and the bottom has 5 7s. So how many can you cancel out? 2. These are all gone. And there's 3 left on the bottom, but you can't leave a numerator blank. You've got to at least put a 1 there. So 1 over 7 to the 3rd. When there's more on the bottom of something, then it's going to stay on the bottom. Otherwise, you're going to have negative exponents, and we can't do that. Okay, so sometimes you can just simply subtract them if there's more on top, just like we did to start this problem, and just said 7 to the 5 minus 2, it's 7 to the 3rd. Or you can think about canceling each thing as you go. Okay, now we're going to switch back to the actual page. And I'm going to start with number 5 because it's a little different. These first 4, I just talked about something just similar to that. So we're going to go ahead and look at number 5. So go ahead and write number 5 down. It has 3r to the 3rd over 2r. So we've got a couple of things we need to think about. First of all, the numbers. They're not the same base. There's a 3 on the top and the 2 on the bottom. Is there anything I can cancel out of 3 and 2? Justin?
You divide them?
No, we don't divide them. It's going to end up staying as a fraction maybe. What is there anything I can divide out of them?
You can cancel out the r's.
Yeah, but the 3 and 2, do they have any common factors?
6.
They can both be divided by what? They can't be divided by 6. It's got to be something smaller than them. 1. Well, if it's 1, does it change the value if you divide them both by 1? No. So you're going to end up having the 3 on the top and 2 on the bottom. Nothing's going to happen to those two. Nothing canceled out. They have to stay. Now let's look at the r's. There's 3 r's on top and 1 r on the bottom. How many can I cancel out? 1. So this one's gone, and then that's going to make that 3 become a 2. So 3r squared on the top and 2 on the bottom. So if the numbers never cancel out, then they have to stay just the way they are. If they reduce, we'll do one like that in just a second. If they reduce, then you'll reduce them. Okay, any questions about number 5? All right, let's skip ahead here a little bit because these right here are very similar. I want to do number 14. Number 14. It's got a little more to it, so we'll get this one done. On the top, 14 x to the 4th, y to the 7th, and on the bottom, 6, x to the 5th, y to the 4th. So I'm going to come over here, put my fraction bar. So 14 and 6, do they have anything in common I can divide out, Matthew? 2. So if I take 14 divided by 2, I get 7. So there's going to be a 7 on top. If I take 6 divided by 2, I get 3. So there's going to be a 3 on the bottom. So I've taken care of the numbers. There's 7 on top, 3 on the bottom. I go to x's. There's 4 x's on the top and 5 x's on the bottom. What's the most I can take out of both? 4. So that means they're all gone on the top, but on the bottom, how many's left? 1. So I'm just going to put an x on the bottom. Okay? Now, y's. There's 7 on the top and 4 on the bottom. How many can I cancel out completely? How many can I cancel out completely? 4. So all 4 are gone on the bottom, and my y to the 7th, that 7 now becomes 3, because I got to take 4 away. So it would be 7y to the 3rd over 3x. Now, is there anybody that's not seeing that? Because I can show you a different way if you want me to. Is there anybody that would like for me to show it a little different way? Because you're not quite getting it. Speak now. Yes? Okay. So let's do this. Let's go back to the original problem, and let's kind of take the top and do this. 14 is 2 times 7, isn't it? X to the 4th, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then y, there's 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do you see how I wrote that all out? Okay, let's think about 6. 6 is 2 times 3, x to the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And y to the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you have any fraction, if there's common factors on the top and the bottom, you just cancel them out. So I would definitely cancel out the 2's. I would cancel out those. The y's, definitely that, and that. So let's see what's left here. I've got a 7 on the top and a 3 on the bottom. Okay, that's why I've got 7 over 3. I've got 1, 2, 3 y's left on the top. That's why I've got y to the 3rd. And on the bottom, 1 x was left over. There was an extra x on the bottom. That's why there's an x on the bottom. So if you want to expand it out and cancel, that would be great too. At least until you figure out how they cancel out. Okay, are there questions about that? Which way do you think's easier?
I think the second one is easier, but
It takes longer.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with that. The second way is more clear, but it does take longer to expand it out. I agree with you. Well, let's try 15, see how we would do on that one. Okay, so 15 has 11u to the 4th over 17u to the 7th v to the 9th. Are we expanding it out or trying to just cancel? Cancel. So 11 and 17, is there anything you can cancel out of 11 and 17? Not a thing. So 11 staying on top, 17 staying on the bottom. Go to the letter U. There's 4 of them on top and 7 of them on the bottom. Which one has more? Top or bottom? The bottom. So that's where you're going to have some left over. How many you think I'm going to have left over?
3.
3. So u to the 3rd. Because there's 4 of them on top, and if I cancel those 4 out and take 4 away from the 7, that's where I get my 3. Okay? And then there's no v's on top and 9 on the bottom, so they're not going anywhere. You got to keep v to the 9th on the bottom. So it would be 11 over 17u to the 3rd, v to the 9th. That would be your final answer. Okay, questions on that?